Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans. What we do around here, is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We do that as often as we can, usually several times per week. Although the last little while, that that's kind of been a little off base there, and so would love to be of assistance to you in any way that I can. Please feel free to reach out. There's over 1,300 of these available for your listening pleasure, and we continue to add as often as we can. This is what are some signs that may make you more dislikable than you want to be. And so, if you're looking to be more likable and balance yourself out, would love to be helpful to you. You can reach out at PO Perception on Twitter and or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either one will get you in touch with me or a member of my team. Then we can move from there. So, what are some of those things? The first thing to look at is do you have a notorious nature for being fake when you deal with people? So, fakeness is about just, disingenuous. Do your emotions and your actions match? Do you keep your promises? Do you gossip? Do you ultimately engage in practices that are proven to be dishonest? Like all of these things are in some way connected to fakeness. And so if you have a habit of doing these things in a way that is not beneficial, would sooner or later that'll come out. And I think a lot of times people think if I haven't been caught, if I haven't been called out, then I don't have an issue. But the problem is those issues eventually come a lot quicker than people realize. Those issues eventually come a lot quicker than what we're expecting, and so you can get caught up in acting in a potentially fake manner, super quickly without even realizing that that's what's happening, and then that becomes problematic too because you can't necessarily lead to um, resolution with those things without first addressing your root core challenges and root core issues. And so that becomes problematic if you're not being honest within yourself. And so self honesty is important if you want to be more liked. You've got to be able to be honest first with yourself and then with others as it relates to making friendships work and relationships matter. The next thing to kind of look at there is kind of looking at nature to kind of see and value one-sidedness. So when you're one-sided, chances are that that will get in the way too. One-sidedness has a lot of issues in the sense of, hey, if you're constantly one-sided, if you're not looking at how another person's viewpoint may be helpful to learn more about or grow with them, they're going to feel like you are only in it for your own interest. And to a point, I think everyone has a selfish nature to a degree. Even the most altruistic people are trying to survive, and so the instincts that are in the brain about survival will often trump a person's desire to be helpful and useful and beneficial to others. But at the same time, the more deliberate we are with our potential manipulations, the harder it becomes to deal with those things in a meaningful, masterful way. And so there's challenges there in terms of the integrity with which we approach interpersonal dynamics and relationships. And so the next thing there is kind of looking at, do we really want to let our body language impact how we're seen? So if a person is constantly, unhappy or showing signs of negativity, they never smile. And I know that sounds weird, but people will dislike you if you don't smile, if they feel like you're always an unhappy person, if they feel like they're always competing to bring you out of yourself and lead you to be happier, and they never succeed, then dealing with you becomes problematic. It becomes stressful. It becomes unhappy, unhealthy, and and an unenjoyable experience. And people, for the most part, want to enjoy dealing with others. They want to enjoy the relationships they have Because at the end of the day, who wants to be wasting time around someone that they feel like doesn't value them, or they don't feel they can, get to a healthy place with? And so, um, kind of that nature of enjoyment is part of it. And if a person is not smiling or showing signs of enjoyment, then connecting with them is harder. Rushing into relationships or trying to force things forward when connecting with a person also will make you more dislikable, because again, people are skeptical these days, and with often valid reasons. If a person believes that you have an ulterior motive, it can be super problematic not to be able to kind of look at them and say, here's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so if a person believes you're being dishonest, then that becomes problematic or rushing. Being braggadocious is another factor that can ultimately lead to being disliked. Look, everyone wants to do well in life. Everyone wants to feel like they are making progress or there's something special about them. But that braggadocious nature often leads us away from connecting. So hopefully this is helpful. Keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.